guys, happy February. It's gone by in a blink, right? We blinked and all of a sudden it's almost March. Don't know how that happened. It's me, Char, coming to you on this very special video blog. This was supposed to come out the beginning of February, but life be lifin'. I wanted to go ahead and get it out to you, but because it is the end of February, I also wanted to cover Black history. So let's get into it. Where is your heart? The name of this video blog. And I wanted to touch on relationships of all types because as we go through life, relationships are not black and white. There tends to be a lot of gray. And it can get hard navigating those gray aspects. I don't think it's a conversation that we have very often. We kind of assume that we all know how to work and function in relationships, right? The societal considerations, asking how your morning is to your coworker. But beyond that, what do we really know about relationships? And I think it comes down to what we know of ourselves, what we expect of ourselves, and the boundaries that we put up for what we are going to accept or not accept from others. I heard one time this quote, I'm not sure who said it or where it was, but it said the type of behavior that you allow from a person that's what you're accepting. And what I take that to be is if your sister is always late meeting you somewhere, and she apologizes profusely, but every single time she's late, and I'm not talking a few minutes, I'm talking 20 to 40 minutes she's running late. Now, you love your sister. You enjoy spending time with her. And besides that one little glitch, you have a really great time. You go to lunch, you go thrifting, you go to the museums, maybe you work out, maybe you do all of those. You are allowing her to continually be late. You're accepting it when you don't say something. And if something is bothering you, you need to say something. And this is with any relationships. I feel familial relationships, especially relationships within your family, you don't really want to say anything, right? You kind of want to just let it go because I don't want to upset her if I say, why are you always late? We're going to get into this thing and I really want to enjoy lunch. I've already waited 45 minutes. If they care about you, they will take your words and your feelings into consideration. And for me, especially in a romantic relationship, it shows me how that person feels about me. Because if I tell them I have a boundary of, when you say you're going to do something, I need you to do it, and they break that boundary, and I don't reinforce it, that is not entirely that person's fault. Because they don't know that it's an issue that deeply that hurts me. I'm going to be honest. I'm late all the time. You ask my friends. Late all the time. I have tried, this year especially, to be better with making my commitments, making my appointments on time. I heard from a business coach that I follow, and she was giving advice on, 40 things that you should, do before you are 40. And one of them is first impressions are everything. You don't want to walk into a room apologizing. And that is so true. You want to be greeted by someone and you not have to apologize for being late, being the first thing that comes out of your mouth. So I've tried really, really hard to make my appointments on time. It's difficult for me because it seems traffic is so much worse every single time I go out. And so I prepare myself for what time I will be there. and then traffic happens and it's much worse. But I'm retraining myself to leave earlier. So that way I don't have to worry about being late. Even if I'm sitting there 15 minutes waiting on my friends, they don't have to wait on me. Even if I get there early and have to wait a little longer for an appointment or a meeting, the other person isn't having to wait on me. And that is grace and compassion that others will see and they will appreciate. With relationships, it's really wise to set strong boundaries, to set boundaries and make sure that you are comfortable with them. And if the other person cares about you, they will be comfortable with them as well. They will make adjustments as needed. Also, a good way to see where you and the other person are willing to compromise. Be that if you're just friends, be that no matter the relationship, you should be comfortable with being able to communicate your needs to them. I wrote about this before, but it was a very long time. I will have to find the original and kind of repost it on the website. But it explains love and falling in love as taking a walk. And my brother, Chris, actually brought this to my attention. And he said that he believes a walk is the most realistic and relatable to falling in love, because there's times you fall for someone and you did not even see this coming. You know, you work with this person, or you met at the gym and say hi every once in a while. Like, this comes out of the blue and just completely changes your world. And it's something as simple as, oh, I decided to go to Target at noon. Or I went to a different area of town to pick up my pet food. And just chance encounters. And it starts out with a walk, but you never know if that person is willing to take that leap of faith, to literally fall in love until you're both jumping off that cliff, that path at the same time. I feel like it's very poetic, and my brother Chris is very poetic. He always is. I tease him all the time and call him Nicholas Sparks. I hope your walk with life, with love, is going great. And my advice to you is to make sure to love yourself first, because you are number one. And that concludes the Where's Your Heart section. So now I'm going to jump into Black History Month. I love February. Black History Month. Love it. It annoys me that we get the shortest month in the entire year. It also annoys me that there's so much going on in the month of February, right? So in the month of February, there's the Super Bowl. There's the Oscars, I believe, or the Emmys. One of them. There's Valentine's Day. There's also President's Day, which was just this Monday that just passed. There's so much competing with Black History Month, and that has always torn at me. Always. It has. And I am Black all the time. Nobody can take that from me, right? Raise your hand if you feel the same way. But the shortest month, come on. I mean, I guess March is Women's History Month, and International Women's Day is in that month, and I love March. I mean, could you have given us like April? What, is there anything going on in April? I felt like a lot of periods of time in my life that I've had to fight to find my voice. I had a therapist, actually my very, very first therapist, tell me that my voice is my superpower. And when she told me that uplifted me so much. She was also a Black woman. And that really resonated in me and made me feel seen. And a lot of times during my life, I haven't felt seen. I haven't felt validated, or it was the wrong type of validation. Um, I haven't always felt included. I am. My ethnicity is comprised of Greek and Black, and I've talked to other people of color who are multiracial, um, biracial, and they have felt similar ways that it's really hard to feel included or feel belong to one race or another, because you are always being pulled one direction or another, and you're either not good enough, too much, too little to fit in and really find who your people are. I feel living in Denver has really changed that. I feel people are a lot more accepting. But growing up with the stigma of, not being enough and I'm only a child was rough. Growing up in Oklahoma, it's definitely a state that's racially divided. It has gotten better, but you have to fight a lot for your race there. I can only speak from my experiences and what I went through, but I saw my parents having to fight for their marriage and being an interracial couple and classmates not understanding, and being a young adult and having people assume that my dad was my boyfriend, or being told that I would never 100% belong because I'm not 100% one way or another. It was a challenge to find my voice, and I firmly believe going through those incidences, going through those periods were a trial by fire. And I'm sure there were many that didn't think that I would make it through the flames. But I did. And I'm proud to be me. I'm proud to be Black. I'm proud to be Greek. I'm proud to look like my parents. And to use my voice to empower others and to write. And I don't really see my life going any other way than how it's ended up. So if I had to go through those injustices, if I had to feel that I didn't belong and feel hatred, and just feel that I would never have love, then I am glad that I went trial by fire. And I hope this encourages everyone listening that you have a voice and you can be seen, and your race, your background, your nationality, who your parents are, doesn't change that, because you are beautiful. And remember, Black is us. I love you, and remember, you can always call your sister.